Hello and welcome to the Enjoy an Album podcast with me, Liam Withnow.
And me, Christopher MacArthur Boyd.
Thank you so much for listening.
To the podcast where two comedians...
Viewing, streaming, and maybe even downloading if you're ancient and still do that.
But then if someone was like, if they worked, maybe they were like a deep sea diver or something, and you didn't have access to like 4G, and you wanted to listen to a podcast when you're in your scuba dives, downloading would probably be the best option.
Okay.
Maybe if you worked on a flight, a pilot.
Shout out to the scuba dive community.
To all the oyster farmers out there.
Can you imagine being stuck underwater with this in your ears as your only company?
Well, a lot of times if you're scuba diving, you'd be scared of drowning, but I think if you're listening to this, it would make you feel better about the...
I watched Gravity last night. Have you seen
That's
it?
kind of about drowning in water.
Well, it is, but the water being space. And so George Clooney's character is sort of adrift, and he has country music to listen to, and he sort of accepts his death.
I've been getting to country recently.
He puts on country music to sort of watch the world as he, oxygen slowly runs out and he
What song is
perishes. I don't know the specific song, but my question to you is, if you were sent adrift in space and you knew that, you could put on a certain genre of music to watch the world and just slowly die to, what would it be?
Hear the lonesome whippoorwill.
Do you think it would be that?
Sounds too blue to cry.
Do you think
The moon just went behind a cloud to hide his face and cry.
you think it would be country music that you would
It's
listen
pretty
to?
unoriginal since George Clooney did that.
Well, it's exactly what he. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's proper boss baby vibes. That's like the one thing I've said, and you've said it back to me.
I guess maybe I'd listen to. I don't know. I've lost a lot of heroes recently.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye, James Murphy, Wayne Butler, Woody Allen, one of my favourite singers.
You want to listen to Woody Allen as you
I loved his oboe music growing
watch the horizon. Wow, I can't do it. That's Christopher
Christopher
Walken. Yeah, that's what I'd
up.
listen to.
Wow, my name's Woody Allen.
I'd listen to Christopher Walken narrating an audiobook as I knew I was going to die. The very hungry caterpillar. He was so hungry.
Small portions.
He ate the apple, and after the apple, he ate the strawberry. I think all podcasts at some point deviate into Christopher Walken impressions.
I'm not good at. I'm better at Woody Allen than Christopher Walken, I would say.
Yeah, it looks wise as well. You can pull off the Woody Allen because he
Yeah.
is your hero, your god, your king. Listen, enough of our prattling on. This is an episode about the Spice Girls. What question I didn't ask? Who was your favourite?
It's a big question.
I'm not asking who your favourite is now. Who was your favourite? Surely you had a favourite growing up. Not really? You didn't have a preference? That was the whole point.
I know, that was the whole point.
Mine was Jerry, that fiery redhead. Oh my God, as an 8-year-old boy, Jesus Christ. Just a crazy...
We get into like where I was coming from, a lot of stuff with him.
But you can't choose a favourite or one that you were attracted to as a wee man?
I'm thinking about Wee Man right now, but I should be talking about it.
Okay. Christopher's brain seems to have left the building.
If you were a space boy, what space would you be? I would be cardamom.
You'd be fucking drop phone spice. Jesus Christ.
We said don't put your phone on the desk this week to get reflections of the TV. Now I put it in the chair.
You put it upside down on your...
We should get cozies for the phones. Enjoy an album cozies.
Hey, this... despite what the intro may suggest, this is actually a good, well put together episode where we talk about a lot of interesting stuff to do with the Spice Girls, mass marketing, the appropriation of feminist ideals, and nuggets.
And when you're done listening, or while you're listening, whether you hit like and subscribe, the little bell, the little hand, and all that type of stuff. And
Little comments in there. Tell us what bands you want us to cover. Tell us what you think of Chris's look. Rate it out of 10. That's a new feature I brought in. Just Chris's look specifically.
Please don't do that, because people keep calling me bald on the internet, and I'm not bald.
Bald? Yeah, bald. People saying you're going bald.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. What do you mean?
I'm not even going bald.
Who says that?
It's probably you on TikTok. We have 10 accounts. Fucking idiot. Anyway, why don't you put
Christopher
underneath?
bald.
I'm not bald. Why don't you put underneath?
Bold. Just write the word bold.
Why don't you put underneath? I have a fringe. Why don't you put underneath? What Spice Boy you would be if you were a Spice Girl?
Sure. Something. Just write something. We're just trying to fucking trick the
Just get
algorithm.
the algorithm going, man, please.
Hey, enjoy the episode and we'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye.
You're listening to Enjoy an Album, the podcast where two comedians listen to some of the greatest albums of all time.
Here is Apple Music's introduction to Spiceworld by the Spice Girls. How do you follow an album like Spice? The Spice Girls' 1996 debut made them a once-in-a-generation phenomenon, storming to number one on both sides of the Atlantic, spawning a record-breaking 4 UK number one singles and being nominated for the Mercury Music Prize. Producing a worthy follow-up was always going to be an intimidating prospect, one further complicated by the small detail that much of it would be written and recorded between takes on a 6-week shoot of the group's first feature. This is a really long blurb. Look how long this is. I'm not going to read all this. You get the idea. You get the idea. It's Spice Girls, Spice World. This week we're doing Spice World for some reason.
I thought that it was been pretty laddie with the boys in the band and Libertines, System of a Down. It was a bit misogynistic. So I thought, let's mix it up. Something for the ladies to listen, and also the wee guys like me.
We've had a lot of Manscaped chat in the last few weeks, so we thought, well, let's get something for the female viewers.
Let's do some women'scaping. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
It is 20-something years, 25 years?
25 year. And that was another reason is that I've been looking at what albums have the 25th anniversary, and it was either the Lonesome Crowded West, one of my favourite Modest Mouse records, just turned 25, and I love that. And it's about road trips.
About road?
Yeah, it's about road. It is about road. Road trips.
Road trips?
Yeah.
Who said road traps? You did say road traps.
No, I didn't. I said road trips. Okay. I have an accent, okay? Please respect that.
Space Ghetto.
Space Ghetto. If you don't know what that is, you going to explain that?
Nah, it's fine.
So there's a thing where it's like if you say space. I mean, I can't do it because I already.
Well,
have
we
a
use
Scottish
Coben.
voice.
Coben can say it. Say Space Ghetto. Space Ghetto. It sounds like he's saying Spice Girl in a Scottish accent. That's like an old. You've probably heard that listening.
I used to
But
have
it
a
works.
joke about that.
Really?
I'd say, if you say Space Ghetto in an American accent, it sounds like you're saying Space Ghetto. It's like Space Ghetto in a Scottish voice. And if you say anything in a Essex voice, you just sound like an arsehole.
Wow.
That was the joke. It's a pretty good joke.
Wow. Unnecessary.
Unnecessary! You just sound like an arsehole. So, good guy though. And I thought either it's the 25th anniversary of Modest Mouse's Lonesome Crowded West, which is an album that I love, or 25th anniversary of Spiceworld.
So one of the benefits of doing this podcast is I think it's been like a real musical journey for the two of us to learn about bands that maybe we didn't know about before, or learn stories and the history of bands that we maybe didn't know specifically, even of bands we loved.
Mm-hmm.
This fits neither of those bills because it's a band that everybody knows a lot about that I can't anyway. Well, what did you know about the Spice Girls prior to this week?
I was a huge Spice head
Oh yeah,
when I was growing up.
growing up on Dune,
Yeah.
baby.
You need to walk without rhythm, or you will attract the worm, or you won't attract the worm.
You have to walk in a certain way to not attract the worm.
What's the one in the song? Walk without rhythm, or you won't attract the worm. Weapon of Choice by Fatboy Slim, featuring
Okay.
Christopher Walken in the
Right.
video.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, very good song. That's not what we're talking about.
I feel like those last few sentences will be completely unfollowable for most people
You
listening.
kidding on? So there's a group called Fatboy Slim, which was a kind of dance music project from the guy in the house.
I wasn't asking for explanation. I was
Oh,
hoping
yeah.
we'll move on. So you're a big Spice head?
Huge Spice head that I used to walk without rhythm constantly to attract Jerry Halliwell's worm. Because I had a big sister growing up, so when she was 12, I was 6.
So this is the famed big sister who was into the Libertines and the LCD sound system. You telling me she was also a big Spice Girls fan?
Well, she was a 12-year-old girl in the 90s.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, she wasn't a 12-year-old girl for the entire 90s.
No, she was 10
Benjamin
different ages.
Button, yeah, okay. So
Every decade, everybody in my family is 10 different ages, and I really love that about them.
The Spice Girls 96. I mean, how old? What year were you born?
1993.
So you were 3 when the Spice Girls really started.
Stop right now.
Yeah, you were 3.
Yeah.
So you have no actual memory of that, surely.
And I was thinking about this. What was your first memory?
Well, I was 7, so I do remember it.
I'm not asking you what age you were when it
My
came
first
out.
memory ever.
Yeah.
Running to nursery there's a particular coat that I remember, but I remember
What
running.
was the coat like?
It had an orange lining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
not in a sectarian way. Where you get started. Good Catholic family. Thank you very
Do you
much.
know that way where you don't know what your first memory is, or if it's just a photograph that you've seen? Mm-hmm. I was born and one of my balls was in my hip socket.
But no longer, thanks to Manscaped.
Well, didn't help.
Your ball was in your hip socket.
When I was born, I had what's it called? An ulcer.
Right.
Like an ulcerated thing. So the ball floated up
Floated.
inside me in my wee baby body, and it went in my hip socket. So it was trapped in there, and I was fucking doing a lot of leg stuff back that day. So it was sore. And they
Yeah.
had to cut open. I have a scar on my waist that has grown with me. And I see if someone sees me on my top of, they say, "What's that?" I go, "I was stabbed once," but actually they cut open my hip and then pushed my ball back down to where it should be.
Right.
And apparently the surgery was agonizing, and in my head,
How old were you?
like a month.
You don't remember it?
No, I don't think so.
Fucking hell. No, you know, but then I think I remember. You don't.
You know when people say, "Oh, was that a memory?" But I do remember being in pain, and I remember being wrapped up in tinfoil. Because that's what they did.
Because in my former life, I was a jacket potato.
I was a little Jackie. Little Jackie Chan, that's what they called me.
So I remember this song coming out, Wannabe.
This song, their first song that was not on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Wannabe coming out. Was 7.
What a video.
I was one shot, by the way. Excuse me, Inaratu could never. I mean, he did, but but also as good as. I would say as good as Inaratu, if not better.
Birdman?
Yeah.
Fucking bird ladies, if you ask me.
Man, that's
Talking about one
sexist.
shot.
That is sexist. But it was. I remember that coming out, and I remember the excitement in the school playground, and the girls doing the dances. That's, you go out at lunchtime and different girl groups,
They were all getting one-shot take videos then.
absolutely running around the King's Cross Hotel.
So class, that video. They just run around kicking fuck out of the posh guys.
So I remember that coming out. I remember, Spice Fever happening.
Yeah.
The Spice
It was
Girls.
like the Beatles, probably.
It was Spice Mania.
Space
yeah.
Mania hit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do this album instead of the first one. Because I had the PlayStation 1 game of this.
The PlayStation game of this album. Okay.
It's called Spiceworld.
Right. Presumably the film tie-in as well.
But it was nothing to do with the film. It wasn't like you played as Jed Hathaway and you had to like beat up, what's the name of that guy who's like the posh guy? He's in Withnail. Wait, he's Withnail?
Richard E. Grant.
Yeah, Richard E. Grant is in the Spiceworld film.
Yeah.
And he's not like the Bowser of the game. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like a music game. I watched a Let's Play on YouTube.
You have to beat up Simon Fuller.
I got an unhinged YouTube comment from the PlayStation 1 game Let's Play of this.
So you watched someone play through the entire Spice World tie-in video game last night.
Takes 20 minutes if you're not that good at it.
It took 20 minutes to complete.
It's real. I mean, here's the unhinged YouTube comment
Of the week.
Wedge P.
Shut up, Wedge.
Shut up, Mr. P. Wedge P 1 year ago said about the Spice Girls video game for the PlayStation 1, he said, "I'm glad we didn't get this for Little Fix or Fifth Crappany."
Who's Fifth Crap in it? Little Fix, I get is Little Mix. And what is he saying? They're a fix?
He's saying that it's a fix that they won whatever singing competition they won.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad we didn't get this for Little Fix. Sorry, that's gross. Actual venom came out of my mouth.
I saw it.
I have a poison sac like a cobra.
Your hip ball came out of your throat.
That's where I keep my poison. I'm glad we didn't get this for Little Fix. or Fifth Crappany.
Who's Fifth Crappany?
Fifth Harmony.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? More like Fifth Harming My Ears, innit? That'd be good.
Yeah.
Better. Better than bad. I'm glad we didn't get this for little fucks. Or Fifth Crappany. The Fab Five had a charm that won't be matched. Don't ask me why. And then in brackets, and I'm a man.
Oh, I know, man. Before you start things, no, I know what you're thinking. I'm saying Little Fix and Fifth Crappany, but I'm a man.
I'm actually a man commenting a year ago in the year of our Lord, 2021.
I'm actually an adult man commenting on a Let's Play of a Spiceworld game.
Before you have a go at me for my bad takedowns.
So you had the Spiceworld. Was it licensed properly and it had all the music in it?
Yeah, it wasn't like an unofficial Turkish trademarkless copy. Spiceworld.
Stop right there. Okay.
Stop right there. Thank you very much.
We get cancelled.
Well, we're just, Armenia. But what was I going to say?
Well, so you had the game. So that was what
I'm talking PlayStation 1, grey square console with the grey controller, no dual analog sticks, simply a D-pad. And I wanted to get Street Fighter Alpha, which was the prequel to the Street Fighter series.
They won't sell that to betas though, so you were turned away at game.
Well, games were like 40 quid back then, and 40 quid was like 80 quid, so I mean, it was pretty expensive, but a kit, especially when it only lasts 20 minutes. So me and my sister couldn't decide, and I wanted Street Fighter Alpha, and she wanted Spiceworld, the PlayStation 1 game, so we got Spiceworld, and I kind of held it against it, then I played it, and I really enjoyed it.
So is it like a rhythm game, a dancing game?
It's not really a rhythm dancing game. It's more like software you can use to make bad remixes of Spice Girl songs.
Right, okay.
And then you choreograph it, which is not really, it's kind of a rhythm game.
It doesn't really sound like a game.
No. Well, I was wondering who is this for, because I was thinking, oh, maybe it was like a chat, like, when they make like the Barbie horse adventures, like those female targeted games. I thought maybe it's that, but then there's a secret code you can put in the PlayStation game and
makes them naked, like Lara Croft in the early Tomb Raiders.
Yeah.
Actually,
how'd you know that? This guy's a fucking perv, man. Fucking knows all the cheat codes to make polygon women fucking nudes.
Polygon, that's my drag name.
That's good, actually, if you were a PS1 drag queen.
My first interaction with the Spice Girls was that song came out, big news on the playground, and then my dad
Wannabe?
I sure did.
Did you know? Sorry to interrupt you, but did you know?
I don't think you are.
I'm actually sorry about it, but did you know Chris Evans banned it from BBC Radio?
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, we watched the same video. Yeah.
As research, yeah.
Shout out to Trash Future. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
So that song came out.
If you like watching music stuff on YouTube,
I didn't listen to it on Radio 1 because it was banned and I was 7.
Chris Evans, who played Captain America.
And my dad was going to Ireland to visit his family.
Classic, your dad behaviour.
Which, this is pre-Ryanair EasyJet days, you know what I mean? He wouldn't go home very often because it was difficult to get to and from his village. So
what companies were doing flights?
Well, it was often he was getting ferries. He was going to Wales to get a ferry to Dublin and then a bus up to the County Mayo. You know what I mean?
Right.
So big deal. He's going away for like over a week, and he said, "Do you want me to bring you back anything from Ballinrobe?" Expecting, I think, me to say some sort of, I don't know, treat that we'd had previously when I'd been there.
A lump of earth that I can worship, draw strength from.
And Father, bring me back the Blarney Stone, please.
Bring me back.
Bring me back an Irish folk story to tell my friends in the playground.
Speak of Finn McCool.
Bring me back a tin whistle for me to perform to all my friends.
Irish people are class.
And I said, "Can you bring me back the Spice Girls album?" And he kind of was,
What?
Especially with her having a Union Jack on her fucking dress. That must have hurt.
Yeah, so what I subsequently found out is that he went to Ireland, came back, and on the day he came back, he went to the Woolworths, 10-minute walk from where I lived, bought the Spice Girls album on tape, and then brought it home as if it was from Ireland, and I was delighted.
This seems unrelated, but I remember my dad bringing me back a pack of Pokemon trading cards. And I said, "Where'd you get them?" And he said, "Oh, I found them on the train." And I'm just realising now, he's probably kidding on. He probably bought them from a shop.
Yeah. I'm glad that this podcast has its desired effect of you having breakthroughs about your relationship with your lying father.
He's not a liar. He's a good guy.
So, yeah, I was obviously also a Spice head as well. But then I grew up and I haven't listened to this music in probably about 20 years.
What music do you listen to now?
Now,
Yeah.
exclusively stuff I have to for this podcast.
Yeah,
My Spotify Wrapped is a fucking mess.
Did I tell you what happened to mine? My Apple Music rewind shit. or whatever
Is there a
it's called.
version of it in Apple Music?
It sucks. And they've made it look like an Instagram
We've got
story.
Spotify Wrapped at home.
Yeah. It's Apple Music rewind playlist. It fucking sucks. And also, I accidentally left on... Who was that guy who sang 7 Rooms of Gloom? Without your happiness, I need your tenderness.
Is it someone we've covered?
Dun, 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 dun. They had a bigger song on that. It was like the Motown group.
The Isley Brothers?
No, the other one.
No.
The Temptations.
I can't remember. Was it Supremes?
This is like 5 weeks ago or something.
Earth, Wind and Fire?
No, before that. 9 weeks ago.
I don't know. I'm just naming bands now.
7 Rooms of Gloom.
Right.
I must have put on play one after the other and then left my phone just going because it's like you've listened to 7 Rooms of Gloom 144 times and I'm like I didn't.
I think you
do that.
I think you did.
I didn't.
It sounds like you did.
What was your most played song this year?
It was a Fontaine's DC song.
See, there you go. That's what music I listen to now.
Mm-hmm.
Angry
Yes.
Young Irishman. That's what you should have got your dad to bring you back. Music from boys who hadn't been born
Daddy,
yet.
Daddy, can you bring me home an Irish post-punk band, please? Please, Daddy.
Do you hear my most played?
Yeah.
Won't Stand Down by Muse.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
What I like about Spotify Wrapped is that there is that you can, as much as you can curate your own thing at the end of the year to make yourself look cool. This is the sort of stuff I listen to. It does, it's more honest. You love 7 Rooms of Gloom. You listen to it 150 times.
In a row.
And Mitski was on mine.
Secret Posho.
Yeah.
Speaking of Secret Posho.
So we've got 5 members of the Spice Girls. So we're going to do a quick rundown of all of them for
Should I do the theme tune?
Secret Posho.
Oh. Secret Posho. Secret Posho. You do it fast and if it was like, nice, you got no money, you got that bro.
Secret Posho. And we'll start with Mel B. Mel B's from Leeds, went to a normal school. Easy.
Sporty Space. Scary Space.
No, Scary Spice. Yeah. We'll come to the names, the problematic names soon. Mel C from Runcorn, home of bloody comedy podcast Juggernaut Have a Word, as they have their studio in Runcorn. Or they did. Yeah, they sure did. Her mum is a secretary. Her dad was an elevator fitter. So I'm going to say not Posho for her.
No Posho.
Emma Bunton's
Baby Space.
Baby Spice, that's right.
As I call us, Baby Space.
It's Baby Spice. Her mum was a karate instructor, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And her dad was a milkman.
That's cool. I feel like if you poured milk on a karate instructor, you would get a baby.
You get a Baby Spice.
Yeah.
Yes. I got a lot. Listen, my dad was a postman, so I got a lot of respect for the milkman. You know,
Not the same thing.
what do you mean? It's very similar.
Oh, my dad's a hairdresser. It's like if Scary Space's dad was a fucking, nail technician or something. You're like,
Well, they are close. And they're
really?
Sorry, a milkman and a postman are not that dissimilar. You deliver things to people's door day to day, early morning.
I mean, I was a postman. If you're calling it that.
What were you?
Handed out flyers for a fun run that was happening once.
That's not the same.
Right, whatever. No Posho.
Jerry Halliwell grew up on a council estate in Watford.
No Posho.
But she did get into a grammar school, Watford School for Girls. It did have a low grammar intake, so I don't think it's really posh. But then I went on the Wikipedia page and it said also went to school was Priti Patel, right? So I'm like, whoa, secret posher in the house. But then I found this, right? On the gossip site Pop Bitch.
Love it. February told me I'd on it and she loves it. And
So
she said she stopped looking at it when she found herself on it and went, okay, this is too much.
So Pop Bitch did a thing about this because obviously they saw, Priti Patel went to the same school as Jerry Halliwell.
Yeah.
So they spoke to the school and the school like, no, Priti Patel did not go here. Everyone keeps getting in touch because Priti Patel and Jerry Halliwell are the same age. So loads of like newspapers, whatever, trying to get in touch with her with the school still to be like, hey, Brie Patel and Jerry Halliwell went to school. Isn't that interesting? And they're like, no, she didn't. She went to a different school, but they have never publicly said this. And the Priti Patel's team are making it difficult to see what school she went to because she feels like she gets some sort of credit having been able to say I went to school with a Spice Girl, even though she didn't.
Right. Girl power.
Absolutely.
Won't be the last time we talk about the Conservative Party in this podcast today.
And Posh Spice, Victoria, her parents founded an electronics wholesale business, which did very well. She attended St. Mary's High School, where she was embarrassed by her family's wealth and often begged her father not to drop her off outside the school in their Rolls Royce.
Right, but you can't call her a secret Posho if her name's Posh.
Yeah, it's
Spice.
not really a big secret.
No.
But, look, the feature is we just find out their background. It just
Right,
happens.
but it's secret Posho.
Yeah, so not a secret Posho, but a Posho, sure.
To me, if you're so outward about it, that actually redeems yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so she's a working class hero.
She's working. She's
A
John Lennon.
working class hero is something to be.
I've actually read Victoria Beckham's autobiography.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was a young boy. 12.
Really?
Yeah. I was on holiday with my mum and dad. And,
I thought you were doing a bit.
no. We were in...
Wow.
what?
Okay.
How does that surprise you?
Why am I surprised you've
I'm
read?
very well read.
Sure. Okay.
I've read Catch in the Rye,
Yep.
Slaughterhouse 5, Wind Up Bird Chronicles by Haruki Murakami,
Yeah.
Victoria Beckham's autobiography.
The 4 pillars of
Soft
literary.
white
Yeah.
So what happened was we were in the W.H. Smiths at Glasgow Airport, and we were going to go on holiday, and we were looking at the books, and I said to my dad, I was like, here, I'm not going to get a book. I'm going to buy a blank pad and write my own book.
Wow.
As a child, a very pretentious child. And my dad said, that isn't how it works. You need to get a book. And I was like, no, just a pad.
I want to be the book.
I'm going to be the book.
Just some sweets? No. I want some sugar and I want some other ingredients and I'm going to be the sweets.
I'm going to poke the marrow out the middle of a bone for a dog and make sweets in my belly, like Haribo's. Do you know they made out of bones? So I went on holiday and I only had my dad's book and my mum's book to read because I gave up on the novel pretty quick.
Right, okay.
So I read Billy Connolly's autobiography, which is my dad's book, one by Pamela Stevenson.
Yes.
Where he talks about getting abused at the start of it. And
How old were you?
I was honestly 8.
Right.
I said 12 earlier, but I was younger. My dad said, don't read the first 2 chapters and then read the rest. I was like, great. And then he kept referring back to what happened the first 2 chapters. I was like, fucking something bad happened to you. So I read that in like a day. I had like 6 days left of holiday. And I
Right.
read Victoria Beckham's life story.
Okay.
Full.
And do you remember anything from that book in particular?
The only thing I remember about Victoria Beckham's autobiography is she had a bodyguard, but the bodyguard was like a deviant, a sexual deviant, and he kept his ball fell out his shorts once.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
It came out in 2001, that book.
Right.
It came out in September 2001. Probably the most
So would it be
noteworthy
8?
thing to happen that month. It's called Learning to Fly. Oh, Victoria.
What's wrong with that? Oh, she was learning.
September 2001, Learning to Fly. Come on.
Thank God Al Qaeda beat her to the punch because she was learning to fly for a reason. And a lot of people don't know that.
So this album is the second album of the Spice Girls oeuvre. I think to understand what was happening with this album, we need to talk about the first one. Obviously, big worldwide smash.
We should have done a 2-parter and just done the first record and this one. We should have done a 2-parter and then the first one and then this one. And then a third one for the third album as well.
I think once we're through this episode and my feelings have been made clear about having had to do this, we will be able to reassess whether or not we should do another one.
Liam thought that now that we're not doing the list, he should let me pick most of the records. And I wanted him to know that that was a mistake, so I chose this record. Even though I think it's fun record and fun story.
No, it is. It is interesting. It's an interesting story. So let's do the story. So how did they get together? They were an extremely marketed, managed band from the offset. That was the idea.
Yeah.
They were put together. There was like open auditions. Actually, a few of the girls had already met at previous audition. They were like sort of on the audition circuit, so to speak.
Jerry Halliwell, speaking of Turkey, was a QVC host in Turkey.
Yeah, so she was she had already met Victoria at auditions for the Tank Girl movie, which sort of sets up what became a lot of appropriating of female punk into the Spice Girls. There's good footage on a Channel 4 documentary about the Spice Girls, which I watched this morning, of those auditions. And also in these auditions, there are a very young Davina McCall and Miranda Sawyer.
Who's Miranda Sawyer?
I'm not sure. It said Miranda Sawyer, I recognise the name, and then she's in the documentary, and I'm like, I recognise her.
What's the name of that guy we like who does documentaries?
Adam Curtis.
Yeah. Did he do the documentary?
That was a style of, yeah. In the early 90s, a young girl group were being put together by a marketing genius. His plan? To fill a gap in the market that left there by a lack of female-led girl groups for young women.
But to understand this, we need to go back to 17th century France.
And then the Ottoman Empire fell. And to understand why, we need to go to the Cadbury's factory in 1964.
But this was just a fantasy.
So it's good footage, right? Actually, of these of the early auditions, and it has footage of the original Spice Girls auditions, and you see like 19-year-old Victoria Beckham, 21-year-old Jerry Halliwell coming in literally in like what looks like a fucking church hall and just like singing into a microphone, and they basically pieced together what they thought were the most marketable, like
There was another lassie.
there was a girl who was signed up, but then they decided it wasn't going to work. And so there's interviews with her in this.
She's like, do I regret it? No. I mean, obviously the money would be nice. But
You can see her eyes are screaming, man.
you can see every fibre of her being, every atom in her head is screaming to explode.
Yeah, I don't know what she does now, but she's not a Spice Girl.
She's a space woman.
Do you know, I only really recently realised that Sugar Babes is a play on Spice Girls.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spice Girls, Sugar Babes.
There's a good takeaway near where I grew up called Space Boys.
And the same goes for the Condiment Cuties. They're the same as well. There's a play on that. As
Well, I was
are
thinking-
the Seasoned Bitches.
Come on. Don't copy what bitches is rude.
No, it's a band name.
Victoria Beckham did do 9/11, but that is rude. What I will say about comparing their dynamic to other groups, I mean, what was those ones called? The Cheeky Girls? They were kind of like another pop group, but like they didn't really have like different personalities. I guess because they had that twin magic,
The Cheeky Girls, there's something felt so illegal about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They look trafficked. Do you know what I mean?
Tattoos.
Can you
well,
say that?
they looked trafficked.
It just looked like they were doing it in duress against their will,
I think it was cool. It was like a working class thing, working in a McDonald's and fighting for that type of shit. I don't know.
Touch my bum. This is life.
Sometimes
You spoke about Lembit Opkit recently on the pod as well, didn't you?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, maybe not. So anyway, they were put together. Basically, there's some marketing gurus had gone, hey, we've got like loads of boy bands, take that, etc. But there hasn't been a good girl band since Bananarama.
Yeah.
The main music industry at this moment, there's no big pop groups like that. You've got your sort of, it's the mid-90s, we've covered it before with Blur and Oasis and all of that. But where's your mass produced young people's girl group?
Yeah.
Let's make one. And so they got these
I don't think
guys.
there's necessarily anything wrong with being a manufactured pop group, especially if you're making art. It's like Sex Pistols were a manufactured group, for instance.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree. I think it's a load of absolute dog shit. But we will come to that. So
Here's one thing I'd like to say. What you saying is dog shit. They got the structure of Pop Idol and Pop Academy from the auditions for this. So if you didn't have the Spice Girls, you wouldn't have Will Young. You wouldn't have Kelly Clarkson. You wouldn't have Gareth Gates. You wouldn't have Michelle McManus. You wouldn't have other people.
At some point, it's going to get mad. What you're telling me? At some point, you're going to say a name, and I'm going to go. Actually, Life would be better headed.
What about that guy who sings for Queen, Adam Lambert?
Yeah,
He's good.
is he?
No.
Yeah. So that was Simon Fuller.
Do you
as
know
well.
what? I've talked myself out of the idea. It's bad.
So yes, I mean Simon Fuller, the original manager. They didn't put any of the girls on contracts
Stupid.
because they wanted to play the girls off each other. But then it just meant that the girls got organised and went, well, we're going to go find our own manager. And then they went to Simon Fuller.
And as much as you can criticise the politics with regards to Thatcherism, etc., isn't that a beautiful example of workers' rights?
Well, to a point, yeah. It's also like, it's interesting. They were basically built, it was almost as if like a sentient fucking robot coming to life and deciding to make its own decisions. But then they went to Simon Fuller, which was like, he's the big baddie of modern pop. And they released Wannabe. It went fucking massive in St. Peter's Roman Catholic primary school. It did anywhere. That much I can tell you.
Yeah. See the thing Jerry Halliwell's wearing in that? How do you describe that? I'm seeing a one-piece. I don't know. What would you call that?
What is she wearing in that video?
It's like red.
A boob tube.
No, it's not a boob tube. It's like a leotard,
Right.
over tights.
Okay.
Crazy.
Being horny on main.
Yes.
Okay. And then
That's what I meant.
so the album blew up, that first album, here and in America. Biggest selling female all-girl group of all time in the UK and America. Just crazy overnight success. And they are thrown into the fame machine.
Did you see the thing where they're in Japan when they're supposed to be on Top of the Pops because they went to number one, but they're in Japan, so they send over a crew and they're in a Shinto Buddhist temple?
I've been to that exact Shinto Buddhist temple.
Have you?
Uh-huh.
Were they there?
Yeah.
Did they have a
they're
wee
still there.
plaque saying this is where the
No,
Spice Girls
they're
recorded the
stood
Top of
there
the
and they're
Pops?
perfectly still. And then when you put in 1 yen, then they start dancing and they sing.
That's so beautiful. I would love to just fucking burn sage.
Is it yen in Japan? I think I've
Yes.
got that. Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it
Okay.
is.
Like, fuck. Okay. I have been as well. Well, I can't remember.
No, what did they use in China again? What's their money?
Why you asking? I don't know.
You should know.
What?
Communist?
There you are. There you go. Thank
So it
you.
sounds like just yen in a
Ruben.
different accent, isn't it? Is that racist?
Welcome to our new feature. Is that racist?
Is that racist?
So it was during this sort of run up to this album that the backlash started on the Spice Girls. There was a few controversial moments. For example, Jerry Halliwell kissing Prince Charles and pinching him on the bum,
Sick.
which was seen as like against royal protocol. But again, I think it's kind of cool.
I like it.
Yeah, why
We
not?
should pinched harder.
Yeah, they also this is where the marketing machine went up to full gear, and they started doing like big sponsored. They did a song release with Pepsi,
Yeah.
which is like
That was round about the same time as the Pepsi Max raid in Blackpool.
yep.
So I was all for Pepsi at the time. And actually, it was a Pepsi PlayStation 1 game as well.
It was a Pepsi game.
Yeah. It's a rare one. It's really, really rare. It's really, I mean, if you find that in a CEX, I'm talking 3 digits.
In order to get the single, it was the single from this album. It's Move Over. And in order to get
Which
it,
sucks.
you had to collect 20 Pepsi ring pieces.
Ring pieces?
Ring pieces.
I think they're called ring pieces.
What are they called?
Ring pools?
Ring pulls.
Ring pieces and arsehole. You had to find 20
collect-
Pepsi ring pieces.
You had to collect 20 arseholes in order to get the Spice Girls song.
I'm more of a Coca-Cola ring piece guy myself.
You had to pull it off. Yeah. I've tried doing the
Stop
fucking
pulling it
Pepsi
off
challenge.
and eating ring pieces over here, man. Jesus Christ. Filth. Stop it.
So, I mean, the thing is that it's just like the ultimate in, like, I know you said you can't really be too mean about managed and bands in that way, but I think you can. I think it's like the ultimate in, like, it's just a marketing exercise. It's just like this is like the most successful marketing exercise maybe of all time when it comes to music. Spice Girls, like, it's not good, is it? It's not actually good. There are some songs that are good pop songs, but it's not good. It adds no value to anything. It's not enjoyable to listen to. When we haven't listened to it this week and gone, oh, this is good, I am getting something from this. It's just like, it's purely nostalgia of being younger. But in terms of being actually good, it isn't. It's just like the most well-marketed thing of all time.
I think there's a song that I really Never give up on the good times. Never get up when they're going. Never give it up, no. Never give it up, no. So Miss Piggy there. But there's a great wee bit where there's like a frog in the beat. I don't know if you heard it. But it's like every like 2 bars.
Yeah.
And you don't think that's good art? A disco song where a frog shows up every now and then and the chorus is banging. I think it does a really interesting thing. I was going to say like watching that Trash Future video, which I do recommend. It's very good video essays on YouTube that are quite good. I mean, they're amazing. And he points out the fact that one of the songs on the first record, do you know that one where in the video they're all wearing black, like latex black, and they're just fucking doing all this shit. The synth line they use is like a G-funk synth line that you would get in like an Eazy-E song, like that proper California sound.
Do you think that the Spice Girls,
they wrote all their own stuff,
but adding synth lines? Do you think they did that bit?
I think a producer went, do you know what? We can take these cool things. We can take the kind of aesthetics of like mid-90s riot girl feminist punk, and we can take the aesthetics of like gangster rap that was like outlawed, and we can put it in the most. I think there's something kind of beautiful about that, about taking this really underground, dangerous art and then showing it to kids. The issue I have with it is that when you then go, you have Victoria Beckham calling herself a eurosceptic and saying like we shouldn't get the euro, we should stick with the pound, and like you shouldn't vote Labour, you should vote Conservatives, and like Maggie Thatcher was like the biggest.
Jerry Halliwell said that Margaret Thatcher was was epitomising girl power. She was the original Spice Girl.
And to an extent she did, but at the same time, I think it's a cool thing to do. I think to take those underground pieces of art and then make them the most mainstream thing possible.
Yeah, I don't think the people who made the art, which they'd kind of ripped off, and the ideas that they'd ripped off, think it's that cool. I don't think the riot girl punk bands who invented the term girl power were that happy with it being appropriated.
No, Slater Kenny was fucking offended, man.
Basically, it's just a marketing exercise. It's like, I don't think it's for us to say whether or not it's like feminist or not to reclaim sort of the sexuality that the Spice Girls did, and that was part of the thing of going, yeah, we're girls and we can be sexy and fun and flirty and all that, and that doesn't detract from us as people. Sure, fine, but like
detract from us as people.
But I don't think it really was about that. It was just pure money making exercise from the guys in charge.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think there's something beautiful about it.
I disagree. I can't see it has such little value.
There's little value.
Yeah.
Little girls believing in girl power, believing in themselves, all across the world. You want them to listen to Take That? Bunch of filthy boys with haircuts talking about fucking.
Well, they weren't filthy boys. They were clean cut, shaven chested boys.
One of them had dreadlocks. All right.
Yeah, I just, maybe it sounds like being harsh, but I just don't think... they're re-releasing this. 25, Spice 25. They're re-releasing this with all demos and stuff. Who's that for? Who's listening to Spice Girls demos?
So you were talking about that Pepsi song, the Move. What was it called again?
Move Over.
Move Over. That's the one that's like, Generation X, Generation X, Generation. And then I was looking at the Let's Play comments for the Spiceworld PS1 game, and this guy was like, they include Move Over, which is generally regarded by Spice Girls fans as one of their lesser works. I think there's totally, you can tell when one of the songs is good and one of the songs is bad, Some of the tracks on this record fucking slam and jam.
Sure, there's total Mr. Benning in this record as well. There is, for only enjoying album ultras will understand the reference.
I don't even think it is Mr. Ben, to be honest with you, because they're so clearly going, this is Spiceworld. The first one was Spice Girls, and now we're like Mr. International.
Sure, but the first song is like has a samba beat, and then they do like basically a Supremes copy, and then they end on like a...
People of the world, spice up your life, every boy and every girl, spice up your life. Whoa, shake it to the left, you're having a good time, shake it to the right, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
You don't think that's class?
No, I'm not saying it's all bad,
Yeah.
but listen, it's like McDonald's, okay? I like McDonald's. I like eating chicken nuggets,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's good for me. And I don't think it has any intrinsic value. In fact,
wrong.
I know it's bad, and that's why I like it.
Yeah.
That adds to the goodness of it.
But you know this is bad and that's why you hate it.
I don't hate it. I just don't think it's like good. But it's okay not to be good.
I could speak about chicken nuggets from McDonald's for about an hour, I would say.
Well, we'll do a chicken nuggets podcast when we launch the Patreon.
Okay. Did you know that
Enjoy your
originally
nuggets.
they were a limited edition thing? They were like a McRib or a Shamrock Shake, for instance.
But I think most like stuff in restaurants is like fast food restaurants is that, isn't it? It's sort of launched and then they say
this
how
was
they
like an insane idea, and then it was so good that they made it. I mean, now it's inextricable from McDonald's DNA.
go. Wait. So
What?
let me just get this straight. So what you're telling me is that they invented nuggets.
Yes,
You think McDonald's invented nuggets?
they did. Yes.
So they invented the idea of putting batter around chicken.
Who do you think invented that? The Chinese?
I've got lightheaded. Oh my god! What a reflex! Yeah, I mean, sure, maybe. I don't know.
They invented fireworks. Why not?
You know what? You've got me. You've absolutely got me. I'm not the only person to criticise the Spice Girls' mass marketing appeal.
Oh, do you know who did it? Your fucking favourite band with a wee Radiohead tattoo.
I'm going to read the quote.
Yeah.
Tom York was asked, "Do you like the Spice Girls?" in 1997. He said, "No. I agree with whoever said they are soft porn. They're the Antichrist. I don't want any part of it. And if I had kids, I wouldn't want them to have any part of it either. I'd move to an island where you can't get hold of any Spice Girls stuff."
I hope he does move to an island.
I think it's a little bit extreme. I think it's like, I don't want to be too snobby about it, but it is, it's McDonald's. It's chicken nuggets.
Who wants their children listening to fucking King of Limbs?
If your little 7-year-old came in, "Mummy, Daddy, I'm listening to King of Limbs by Radiohead," you go, "You're going to live on an island, you little freak."
I'm listening to the version of Identikit that was passed around the fans on the internet for 10 years, and then the one on Moon-Shaped Pool came out, and it wasn't as good. That's why I want to listen to. Shut the fuck up, old dude.
Go and play your fucking Pepsi game, you little freak.
Go play Pepsi Man for the PSX.
There are some good songs on the album. Listen, "Stop" is like a classic.
Right now, thank you.
That is
very
like a
much.
classic
I need
Supremes.
somebody with a human touch. Hey, you, always on the run. Got it summer down, baby. Gonna have some fun.
Ba-da-bum-bum,
He loves that horn. I knew
ba-da-bum.
that. See when I heard that horn, I was like, Liam's gonna love this.
But you know the song anyway, surely. It's like a massive song.
I know, but you love horns.
Yeah, sure. So that.
Beirut.
Yeah, okay. So that songs like that, they're like good Mr. Ben versions of classic genres, and that's like a classic. You can imagine Phil Spector putting that through the sort of wall of noise, was it?
Wall of sound.
Wall of sound.
Yeah.
And sure, great, but there's like 3 or 4 actual good pop songs on this. The rest is tripe. It's not as good as the first album anyway. It's just is what it is. Like, and as an album, it doesn't. Like, we covered Britney Spears on the audio episode, right? And that Britney.
This is better than that.
Well, that album was more interesting than this, though. It had more.
No
it had way
way.
more artistic vision.
There wasn't a single frog on that record.
It was the invention of dubstep.
It was the invention of dubstep. Fair enough. It beat burial.
Shall we have a look at some of the ink on the
Okay.
artists?
I was going to have I just remember when the Viva Forever album came out. Beautiful Spanish folk song.
Viva Forever.
Viva Forever.
I do actually like that song.
I'll be waiting ever after. Life is sure. Viva.
It's a good song.
I remember when that video came out, and I was like, they're dying. Because in the video, they're all in little balls,
Yeah.
and they float away. And I thought, oh, that's them. They're dead. They've turned into cartoons, and they're dead. And honestly, I was so upset.
What happens when you die?
Yeah. And I didn't even see it as Spanish at the time.
And that was about the time that so Jerry left on the tour for this album.
Yeah.
That was what, and so then this song was released, and it was like, oh, it's just like the saying goodbye, goodbye forever.
I'll be waiting. I think it's actually about baby Spicy's mum dying or something like that. Don't know. Anyway, don't want to put that out there in case she's not dead. But okay, so every week we do. They didn't do it last week because I had too much to talk about. But every week we try to include a feature called. With two guys reviewing tattoos, we're gonna live in searching and we'll choose if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boohoo. We're judging the ink, yeah, that's what we do. Full sleeve or face, that's a big skull or wing bat. You pick that design, is it bad or just fine? A dragon or a skull, pretentious or dull. You cannot hide, and we will decide if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boohoo. Yeah. Why'd you not join in this time?
I just it was emotional. I have not heard it live in a few weeks. Obviously, I've been in and out of hospital, been in hospital, thinking about stuff. So it's just
been thinking about stuff.
Yeah, man, I've been thinking about stuff, and it was just a lot to take in. Live again. Let's see the tattoos. What we got here?
Chinese dragon. Tell you what, the Chinese did invent dragons.
Dragons. A chicken nugget tattoo. A dragon on the right bottom leg. That is, I think that's a bit cringe. I do like Mel C. I like that she wears football shirts.
Liverpool top in Japan.
Liverpool top and an England top on stage. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This was like Euro 96, I think, was happening. It was like...
My dad has that tattoo.
Does he really?
There's two dragons fighting over an orb.
In that style?
Yes, the Chinese style.
Your dad has the same tattoo as Mel C. Cool. No, you're right. It is cool. Now you put it like that, it's cool.
His dad's getting the fucking ferry ballyhoo or whatever the fuck.
Ballyhoo!
Slagging my dad for having cool tattoos. And it's funny we didn't include it in the slideshow, but she also has angel tattooed on her in Arabic, and my mum has that tattoo as well. So
wow, okay.
I think Mel B.
Mel C.
Sorry, I kind of see my family in her a lot of the time.
The sporty spice.
Yeah. So my dad has two of these, and they're fighting over an orb.
Okay. And
I went into school and I wrote an essay about dragons, and my teacher loved it.
Okay.
So what do you think about that before you say it's cringe?
I think it's a bit cringe. It's a boohoo from me.
It's a woohoo from me.
Let's see the next one. The Celtic Cross.
You would love this.
There we fucking go, lads. It's a good tattoo, that. No, I actually think also...
there's nothing wrong with a cross.
Maybe it's because it was the 90s, but all of these are pretty basic.
Well, you were saying that the other week where it's like, who was that guy? The guy from Maroon 5? And it looks like he just went into the tattoo shop and went, give me tattoos.
I'll have some tattoos, please.
This is like the 90s version of that, where it's like the Celtic Cross and the dragon.
It all looks like the stock tattoos you can add to build a wrestler on WWE SmackDown.
Here Comes the Pain. A wee bit, yeah. And you can actually get all of these on Here Comes the Pain. I've memorised the tattoos you can get in that game for the PlayStation 2. I got that for Christmas in 2003.
Yeah, please don't tell us the details about the controller that you use for that.
This is a dual stick.
Next tattoo, please.
No, we didn't even boohoo it.
Oh, I boohooed it. Boohoo. The next one
Thanks,
is a bird on fire, which to audio listeners sounds more impressive than it looks.
Well, to me, it's the same kind of design as the Thunderbird bass guitar or electric guitar that you can get. The Thunderbird has the same kind of logo, but I actually believe, having looked into the background behind this, it's a reference to leaving the Spice Girls and being reborn. This is a phoenix.
Phoenix from the flames.
Yes.
I understand.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah, as does Mel C's solo career. So the perfect...
No, she had that good song.
Baby, when you're gone. Did she do that? I realize I'm in love.
I'm in love.
Yeah.
I am very sure.
I like Mel C's voice, actually. Yeah. I think she's got
a yelpy quality that's quite charming.
It's the most original, interesting out of all of the voices, and I think that serves her. That's why her solo career is more interesting. Jerry Halliwell's voice is like...
What song did she have, man?
Well, look at me. Yeah.
Sounds like a Bond theme.
Yeah.
But shite.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry had the kind of like... She's like a carry-on girl, isn't she? And
yes.
So, and her voice kind of... And the whole attitude, the whole way they packaged her as a solo artist was kind of like playing up to that.
Did you hear when the reason she got the Union Jack dress?
Go ahead.
It was like... So she was going to wear just a black dress, and somebody went, and then she just seen a Union Jack. She went, "Oh fucking hell!" Put it on, and then somebody went, "You can't have the Union Jack. It's racist." And she said to them, "Got to throw you in jail just for saying your English these days." No, she didn't say that, but she was like, "All right, we'll stick a peace sign on the back, and then it's not racist." And she,
Right.
God damn it, she was right.
Just some good outfits, man. Did you see her dressed as Elvis at the music awards?
I was thinking about other outfits when you said, "Have you seen other outfits?"
What other outfits?
I just think that one from the desert was the second single for the first album, and they're all in black,
Yeah.
latex, leather.
Yeah, it's all like shiny. Yeah, in the desert, they're all like sort of 1960s sort of space girls.
Yeah.
Pew pew. Yeah. Okay. Got insight into the sexual awakening of Christopher MacArthur Boyd that none of us wanted or needed, but now we have to live with forever.
If I need to know this stuff, other people have to know. That's all.
That's all. That's all of them.
Back to the album,
That's
please.
a woohoo. That's a boohoo from me.
He loves that
It's a boohoo. It's a big boohoo. That's a bad one. Sorry, Mel C. All your tattoos suck.
Listen, I'm not going to act as if this album is banger after banger. Did you hear the song "The Lady Is a Vamp"?
The last one, the sort of like trying to do like 1930s
Chicago style musical shit, like Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, man.
It's rough.
No,
I like jazz.
Why have you made me listen to this?
It's good.
It's like a bad version of loads of other things that we could be listening to.
Never give up on the good times. Never give up.
You're
on
singing
the
it
going.
with more
Never
fun and
give it
zest
up.
than it is in the album.
No, this is good shit, man. Stop. Right. I mean, come on. Too much.
Too much of something is not enough.
Not enough.
Okay.
I need to know which way to go to keep me.
My favourite Spice Girls lyric is not even on this album. It's from Two Become One, which is a song about fucking. And it says, be a little wiser, baby. Put it on, put it on. Which is a little reference about putting on condoms.
When two becomes one.
Yeah.
I need someone like I never needed love before.
Go a little bit deeper, baby.
Who's that? Barry White showed up for a feature.
Yeah. Go a little bit deeper, baby.
Here's a little bit of contentiousness, and we kind of covered that a little bit of the kind of neoliberalism, the kind of interest in the small government and shit like that. You know? But what is it all about in the song "Spice Up Your Life," where she goes, "Yellow man in Timbuktu." Yellow man in Timbuktu, colourful, both me and you. Kung fu fighting, dancing queen, tribal spaceman, and all that's in between.
It's
what
like-
did she mean by yellow man in
Well,
Timbuktu?
here we are. We're mid-90s, okay? The Spice Girls, they all have their sort of marketable names and characters. So you've got Ginger Spice, red hair, Baby Spice. She's like supposed to be the young. It's all like different male fantasies, right? And then you have the one black woman in it. They call Scary Spice.
What do you think that was about?
What's fucked up is what it is.
She
Okay,
was kind of, you know,
what?
she was scary a wee bit.
She was.
She was
How was she
shooting at
scary?
people.
They were all as confident and loud and as each other.
Quite right, sorry.
But when she, as a black woman, it's it's like that's an old stereotype of the scary black person, isn't it? So that's fucked up. But then also,
Sorry, I was buying into that.
same time, you've got the Power Rangers who did the same thing. They had the black guy and he was the Black Ranger, and then you had the fucking Chinese girl
It was the yellow ranger.
was the Yellow Ranger, and now they're singing about Yellow Girl from Timbuktu, and
But then they made her black.
then fucking Victoria Beckham did 9/11.
Yeah. And it's like, when are you going to stop it? Because now Victoria Beckham, her husband, is in Qatar with all that entails. And you're watching the World Cup.
Yeah,
And I'm not.
really good, really enjoyable time.
Well, England's probably going to win, I guess. What was I going to say? But then her son, Brooklyn Beckham.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Jeez Louise, man.
Nepo
He's
baby
making
number one.
pasta on YouTube for millions. Yeah. And he's bad at it. He's bad at making pasta. He's not making it for hand. He's
Have you
just
seen
putting
his
it in a pot.
photography?
Holy moly, he's bad.
It's like really out of focus shots of like elephants with the caption, "Elephants are hard to take pictures of."
They are, to be fair. Like, they're quite lumpy.
I've never taken one picture of an elephant, to be fair. So,
Big pores.
um,
Did you enjoy an album?
no.
What are you talking about? Every time I sing a little bit of it, your face lights up like a Christmas tree.
There's like 3 good hooks on the album that I like to sing as an album, as a piece of artwork, which is what we're discussing, right?
Yeah.
As a piece. Come
Yeah.
on, it's bad.
It's not bad.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you play the PlayStation game?
No.
Of it?
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I've seen the movie.
Right.
Good.
Is it?
No,
No.
but it's fun.
Did you enjoy an album?
I love chicken nuggets.
Did you enjoy the album?
Yes,
Fucking hell, really?
I loved it. It made me feel 8 again.
Well, I don't want to feel 8 again. I hated being 8.
8 was class.
No.
14 sucked.
I
Pre-boner. I want to go back to before I had boners. That's when it was good.
put it on, put it on.
Put it on, put it on. 'Cause tonight is the night when I enjoy an album.
Listen, it's like a good example. It's like so 90s, isn't it? It's this like really well marketed advertising campaign. It's got like,
But what are they advertising? Feminism.
Right, but not really. It's like a version. It's like a palatable version of feminism. That was very big in the 90s because it was like FHM and loaded. It's like, yeah, women, you don't need to be in the kitchen. You can be a laugh as well. But as long as you drink with the lads and get your boobs out every now and then, that's great. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, to make money for Simon Fuller. So, like, I'm sorry if I don't see it's a great feminist exercise, but I don't buy it. And the music is, there's some good hooks, some fun things to sing along. But, like, I'm not. Who's this for? Who's listening to this? Who's getting the 25 fucking anniversary of this on vinyl and go, oh yeah, have you heard the fucking original B-side to this? Who? You?
No, not me.
Bop shop test. You're in a record store and you see this on like green coloured vinyl for £15. Are you buying it?
Yeah.
Are you fucking mental?
15 quid. Buy it for my, buy it for my sister. You don't realise. See, when you have a sister.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to buy them a Christmas present.
Never
I'd
had
buy
a
them.
sister.
Do you
Thanks
have
for reminding me.
You got 2 brothers.
Yeah.
That's why you don't like this record, because you want your big brother to like you.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen, Liam.
We're not listening to girls' music. Thanks very much. We're listening to Take That.
What did your big brother get your dad to bring you back for Ireland?
I don't know. Probably a shillelagh. I don't know.
That's what he wanted. Good little boy. Shillelagh.
Let's every week we add 2 songs to the playlist. 2 songs from the album that we've just covered. 2 songs inspired by the chat. Fuck knows what I'm going to put on, but I'm going to put on Viva Forever. Why not?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, good song. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put on Never Give Up on the Good Times for that wee frog. And then there's a single upstroke on a kind of wah-wah guitar. Very chic. We're going to put on Inspired by the Conversation. We spoke about so much.
Weapon of Choice by Fatboy Slim.
That's such a fucking great choice. What the?
There you go.
I think that has a frog on it as well.
I think that's why you brought it up.
Is it? I don't think so. I think it was something. No, it was we're talking about worms and dust and space.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm going to put on a little bit from the OST for the Dune soundtrack. No, I'm kidding. I've never seen it, and I won't see it because I don't like fucking goober shit. I'm a guy like him.
You would like Dune. You would if you watched Dune, you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I know.
It's totally up your alley.
Frank Herbert, fucking hell. I would say I'm going to stick on one of my favourite Riot Grrl tracks, Pretend That We're Dead by L7.
Great.
If I haven't already stuck that on the playlist already.
No, I think that's a good choice. I back it. All right, 2 good choices this week.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just really hated having to listen to this for fucking 2 weeks because then I went to fucking hospital listening to the Spice Girls nurses coming in to collect stool samples and they're stop right now, thank you very much, and I'm like, it's for work.
It's for work.
Leave me alone, please. There's my shit. What are we listening to next week?
Next week, special guest app. I can't make it. Liam is going to listen to Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Yes.
With special guest G. Lafferty.
That's the plan. Now I've announced it. Let's hope no one cancels.
Let's hope no one cancels.
Enjoy the week. Thank you for coming on this album journey with us, and we will catch you on the flip.